At NASA's Johnson Space Center, the Anthropometry and Biomechanics Lab investigates many of the biomechanics issues that go into the human factors design of protective space gear for astronauts. The lab's name clearly describes its function. Anthropometry is the measurement and classification of the human body. Biomechanics is the study of how living creatures move the way they do. When designing equipment for astronauts to use in space, the limits of skeletal muscle strength, power, and endurance must be understood in order to plan realistic EVA performance. Data concerning these areas is collected in several different settings by the Biomechanics Lab. In the controlled one-gravity setting of the ABL itself, in the neutral buoyancy of the weightless environment training facility, on the two-dimensional zero gravity of the precision air-bearing floor, and in the actual three-dimensional zero gravity created aboard the KC-135 research aircraft. This data is then fed back to the engineers who designed spacesuits for extravehicular activity, also the living area inside a spacecraft, and the soon-to-be-built Space Station Freedom. In addition to collecting anthropometry measurements for all astronaut candidates, the ABL has also played a major role in the design process for NASA's next-generation space station EVA suit. Both the Mark III and the AX-5 prototype space station suits have undergone extensive testing by the ABL. The lab is also involved in the development of a lunar suit and the Mars spacesuit. To gather this information, the ABL uses an integrated biomechanics data acquisition system. This system consists of 4 components: dynamometry, electromyography, force plates, and 3D motion mechanics. A load cell instrumented treadmill is used to measure the impact forces acting on the body's skeleton during locomotion. It produces information concerning lower torso mobility limits, which can be incorporated into designs for a Mars lunar suit. The treadmill can be used in both the ABL and the KC-135. Moving about in a pressure suit is hard work, so muscle endurance is important. Through electromyography, an electrode can be used to monitor the electrical activity of a specific muscle, such as the timing and sequence of contractions. With this information, researchers can determine how hard a muscle was working under various conditions. Force plates are another method of testing used at the ABL. They register the X, Y, and Z reaction forces and moments that are exerted around the plate. This helps determine how factors such as force, vibration, sound, and material strengths affect design. All of this is important when determining how strong or how weak a certain piece of equipment needs to be. One of the more recent additions to the ABL is the ARIEL Performance Analysis System. The ARIEL is actually a computer that works in conjunction with a video player and monitor. Through frame-by-frame analysis, body joints are manually digitized from video recordings. The points can then be graphed and analyzed, or used to create an animated figure. This helps determine how far the subject can stretch his or her arms. We call this the distance reach envelope. The Anthropometry and Biomechanics Lab is the only facility of its kind